Hi guys. Happy late Valentine's Day. I don't know if you can flowers behind me, but husband came home from work early while I was still asleep, and he set them in my office, and I didn't see them until this evening, and he was already asleep. But sweet. They're beautiful. Thank you, lover. They're beautiful. Purple, my favorite color. He works damn near 7 days a week. He's a safety. So he's got to be on the job. Anytime they're working, he's working. So he rarely gets to come home and get in bed. He's up at 3:30 in the morning. Doesn't usually, well, this job is winding down, so he's been getting off a little bit earlier, but normally 12-hour days for him, which is usually 16. So it was kind of cool. Got to sleep and wake up together. That don't happen often. So, anyways, I hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day. So tonight we are diving into another man that I couldn't figure out where and how and who he fit into with Erika, but I have nailed it. I have found him. He also lives in a city near Salt Lake City. Cindy, and let's get into this. So not only did I finally figure the guy out, I have come up with all the LLCs and the information I found in the past and the family ties to the military and so much more. So, where to start? First, I want to start with this one.
Baby, just give me your wisdom. Speak to me. People would say, if you can't sleep, take something to sleep. The Lord has let me sleep just fine.
Good to know. Good to know. We are happy that the Lord is letting you sleep just fine. So, let's get.
There were threats. We always knew that there were people out there that hated us with deep, deep passion of hate. But it didn't scare us. Never, he was never afraid of that. Neither was I. Obviously, we protect our children. You know, we don't show their faces on the internet, so that's very intentional. But I think we lived our life in such a way where if that was our last day, it was our last day. Like, we always lived as if it was the last day. That's why Charlie's speeches were so good, because he didn't know if that was going to be his last speech. And he was so intentional about every word. Every word had a meaning, and every speech had a connection point for the students and for whoever he was speaking to. And that's why he never missed the opportunity to weave the gospel into what he was saying.
Yes, that's what made him so much more powerful than the rest of us.
Yeah.
If you see the difference between Charlie Kirk and many of the right-wing pundits or commentators, it's that he supercharged the message that the rest of us were saying with biblical references, with faith-based wisdom.
Obviously, that was Erika on Megyn Kelly. I imagine those threats weren't scary to her, most likely because, she's still alive and he is not.
Of the home, that is my domain, and the enemy would love nothing more than that territory, because those four walls are not just a home. Those four walls are for when he comes home after battling and building, and those four walls are the walls. I mean, we're creating our child's childhood, which is so special, but it's one of those things where we understand our roles, and we ask each other every single day, how can I be praying for you? Is there anything I can do for you to help make your day better? And I always want to know, what do you need in order to, when you get home, take your shoes off, like an easy, soft landing pad for each other. So it's just being a team and loving one another and knowing that you guys aren't against one another, but we're in the thick of it together. It's one of those things too. I mean, people have asked, like, how do you do it when Charlie's traveling? And it's because we understand our biblical roles in our marriage. He is the head of the household, and I am not a servant. I am not a slave to the master. I am his helpmate. I am the guardian of the home. That is my
She is not a slave. She is his helpmate. I think she struggled with her role without a doubt.
to help teach Titus 2 to women to understand how to be a biblical woman in society. I think it was Elizabeth Elliot that said, being a woman does not make me a better Christian or a certain Christian, but being a Christian makes me a very different woman. And I think understanding, yes, your biblical role, but also like be the woman that your future husband deserves. Like, be the woman that, you know, God wants you to be. I feel like it should be a duty of the church.
So, yeah. As you can see, she can clearly put on whatever Erika she needs to put on to play the role, in my opinion. Because that is a stark difference between Erika now, Erika before, Erika during. And then this is Erika Kirk and Charlie Kirk on marriage, actually.
How would you wait well for a spouse?
First of all, this is more of like a health standpoint. Get your blood work done every 6 months.
Don't have sex before you get married.
Don't have sex before you get married. Really be intentional about growing down before you grow up and out, meaning make sure that your heart is so rooted in Christ. Make sure that you're reading the Bible every single day. Make sure that you're in a position where you're living your life that he has to seek God in order to even be able to touch the slightest bit of your heart, and make sure that you are taking good care of yourself. Again, you're not going to attract someone if you're not looking your best. Not saying you have to look like you're on a red carpet every single day, but take care of yourself. If you can't afford to get your nails and hair done, that's fine. There's still ways to make yourself look like you care about. I'm not saying from a prideful standpoint, but be grateful that God gave you the body he gave you. Be grateful that you're healthy. If you're not healthy, that you have doctors in your life to help get you there. Just constantly be grateful. There's always something to be grateful for, and just find a way to be able to get yourself in the proper mindset and headspace of knowing that you are so intentional about this time, and you're in a stream of significance rather than focusing on what everyone else has. And you are in a position where, when and if the man has sought you out and he will tell you, I am intentional about this. I'm not trying to beat around the bush. I want to date you and I want to marry you. When it's that type of guy, you will know and you'll be ready. You won't say, "Oh, I don't know about this." Like, you will be prepared. Just take care of yourself.
Next question.
So I don't know how that came off to you, but it came off to me as she had a hard time even saying what she needed to say. But she was doing her best to play the part. So here's a little bit more. This is from her Instagram, Miss Erika Kirk. Let's be honest. I own a boat, a mansion, and a $1,000 cat. It sure seems different than the Erika we just seen on stage. Am I wrong? Then let's see. All right. Don't know who he is. You see Candace hearted it too. She peeped it out. So, yeah, that was in New York while she was working for the real estate company that she didn't really work for, in my opinion, allegedly. All allegedly. So, I don't even know what his name is. Don't even care. We just know that every time she opens her mouth, she's lying. Then, this is Dude. So, I spent a long time trying to figure out who this was. Thought maybe it was her brother. Happy birthday to my JoJo. 17 years of friendship with you has been the epitome of a blessing. We've been through it all with our squad. I love you so much. Thank you for always being a constant. You've been there for me at some of the lowest and darkest points of my life, as well as the highest. But what I appreciate the most is that you've always understood me, even when I fall short of finding the actual words to describe the ups and downs of it all. So stoked to see what God has in the mix for you as you start this fresh set of 365. Cheers to another trip around the sun. Now, can you please, for the love of God, propose to Sierra? I'm done waiting. September 30th, 2018. So this was towards the end when obviously she was working Charlie, right around the time that she was working Charlie. And we have Erika. That's Joe that's holding her legs. So Joe goes back way back. And his name is actually Joshua Anglem, by the way. He's Joshua Anglem, and he lives in Utah, and he's married to Sierra now. Would be Joe and Erica in the middle there with the pizza. Joe looks like he's gonna puke. This is Erica as Joe's best man. 2015, I was leaving for LA, and before I did, we did what we always do: dream, planned. A few short months later, took on the adventure of being on the official Survivor. And I bought a one-way ticket to New York City. Little did we know that you'd also be meeting your gorgeous future wife and forever adventure buddy on the show. Here we are, bro, 17 years later. How blessed. So seems Joe made it on to Survivor that Erica was desperately trying to get onto. She didn't appear to make it, and he found himself a wife. And there's Joe on Survivor. But that's not from Erica. That comes from his family's page. Okay. So where to start with all the shenanigans of LLCs and whatnot? Let's start with Tyler. Here we got less than 2 months after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, Donald Trump pardoned 11 Arizona fake electors, and Tyler Boyer was one of them. Okay, so let's start with this. This is Superfeed, one of their many LLC incorporated. So Superfeed Technologies, foreign for-profit business corporation development of mobile news application. Statutory information, or Corp Incorporated. The mailing address is 3219 East Camelback, 411 Phoenix. We have CEO, Chief Executive Officer Jeffrey DeWitt, which actually, this guy comes up in something else that I didn't bring on tonight, but I'll show that later. Then we got Tyler Boyer as chairman, director Lori Francevay. And then we got Lori Corbin, Michael Gibbons. None of these mean anything to but Tyler Boyer again, director. And then we got Jeffrey DeWitt again, which Jeffrey ties into Erika's half sister in Ohio. Her husband opened a LLC that he sits on. So this is Superfeed. This is one of their big financial bucks. And we have Tech Metrics International Limited. So last updated from the source was January 13th, 2026. And then you can see here, it says status dissolved. And this is for the International Limited, United Kingdom. And as you can see down here, we got Lori Francevay. Just see another name that I've seen. I will look into. Then this would be Superfeed Technologies Ltd. in Israel. Now, I'm not saying they're connected. I'm not saying that they're not. You can decide on that. But it is Israel Superfeed. Then we have, let's bring up Kent Francevay, which is Erika's dad. This is his LinkedIn. He's in Surprise, Arizona. And good comes out of Surprise, I assure you. My opinion, allegedly. But you can see he is Program Research Director for AZ Tech International. AZ Tech International. Eurotech International UK Limited. Again, jurisdiction is the United Kingdom. Down here, UC Director, Lori Francevay. Last update was January 13th, 2026. And dissolved. This is Aztec. So they, with the largest U.S. government agency, contractors, government help DOE, DOE, DCMA, Air Force, Marine Corps, and line their process of metrics, contracts guided DOE, DOD contractors during EMS certification, surveillance, in complex projects, S helped global contractors, United Kingdom, Germany, Australia, Canada, Latin America, and their scheduling go-to EV experts for defense and energy agencies and their contractors. Have Eurotech International. Eurotech. And it's like they change these, like tech is TEC on this one, on the other one it's TH. So for profit is out of Hamilton, Cincinnati, Ohio. Have the director officers is Lori Francevay. domestic articles for profit. Eurotech UK. Again, solved in January 26th. Eurotech International Inc. was started in June 1993, over 32 years ago. Agent name, Lori Francevay. Yeah. Guy, because he's coming up in all of them, and I think I get back to yeah. So this is what Euro does. Eurotech, National Supply Chain Optimized 1991. Eurotech, a well-established actor in the defense industry, industrial and technological base, IT working with top contractors, MRO operators, measurably supply chain performances, costs. Second half, selected for the EPI France Defense Accelerator by the French DGA. We are validated for our models, robustness, innovation capacity, and growth potential. We operate the largest defense markets across land, air, and domain. Can't make this up. So this is Lori's. Sorry, yeah, that's Lori's husband. Actually, now her new one, Larry. I believe it's her husband. I'm not 100% sure they're married. This is Larry Guinta. Yeah, they're just one big happy family. And Lori, Larry, Erika. So this is Lori's LinkedIn. As you can see, principal CEO E3 Tech Group, AZ Tech, D-Tech, deputy CEO of E3 Tech, technical marketing engineer for General Electric. Telemet International Inc. of Delaware. Jurisdiction is Arizona. As you see, the bottom down there is Lori Francevay, agent. This is HireGov. Theon Company, subbed AZ Tech International, contract, 3 awards, 0.1 million. That was a 10/17/24. Logan Necker and Associates, AZ Tech International, contract 10, 13.6 million, 1/1/24. Raytheon, again, AZ Tech International, contract 2, 108,000, 12/18/23. Bladder, AZ Tech International, contract 1, 77,000, 121. So they just grew and got bigger and bigger, and they even got Raytheon up here, paying 2.1 million to them. Raytheon. Yeah. There's Lori in Israel. Lori Frantzway, Israel. So this is Erika's grandfather. Obviously, later in life. As you can see on his wall, he's got all of his medals and whatnot. This is the grandfather that worked at the banknote. He was actually manufacturing supervisor, or that the head, he was this guy in charge of manufacturing documents, money for here, for Israel, for Russia, for you name it. So he was the man. I had the other picture. Actually has money on the walls, but yeah, that's what he did. He worked for the banknote. And I believe I have his obit, or I'll be able to show you that. Carl Kenneth Frantzway, 94, peacefully passed away on October 2016. 2006. Surprise, Arizona, and was born on January 30th, 1922. Valentine, Sweden, to Carl Frantzway, 72 Frantzway. He is survived by his loving wife of 69 years, Lund Frantzway, and Kent, Erika's dad, Kendra, Kimberly, Carla, and his grandchildren, Sandra, Scott, Heather, Erika, Jasmine, remembered by all of his quiet bravado, temperament, high morale, fiber, honors, captain in the Army Corps of Engineers during the theater, was awarded the Silver Star and Bronze Star in World War II, served in Korea, was knighted by Karl Gustaf, King of Sweden, for furthering Swedish and American relations, held the position of Grand Chief in the Independent Order of Vikings, Vice President, there he was, Vice President of Manufacturing for American Banknote Company, and attended Tilden Technical High School, class of 1940, where he was part of the National Honor Society, Honor Club, Captain ROTC, Color Guard, Military Police, Bowling Club Awards 36 and 40. He enjoyed baseball, bowling, horse racing, and collection of stamps and coins, oddly. But yeah, he worked for the American Banknote. That right there. See, produced by American Banknote Corporation, China. The banknote is real. After, so in between that, he went and opened LLC, or corporation, my bad. Six Stars Corporation. Permanently revoked the other one. Not. Whatever. So it's a registered agent. And as you can see, Kent, their son, Elaine, his wife, him, Carl. And Six Stars N was awarded this status: H-1B complete list of companies in 2007. The document lists top 50 employers who were approved the most H-1B petitions for initial beneficiaries in the fiscal year of 2007. Technologies Limited received most approved subscription, but as you see here on the third one down, 6 stars is back on there. People were allowed to bring people over on H-1B visas, but it was revoked, so we don't know why. But they did have that power. Then we have Erika Bibi Netanyahu's son. I don't know how you say his name, Netanyahu. And that's old good old Tyler Boyer. This is Auntie Carla, and she is married to a man that was two decades older than her. His name is Jack David Solomon, and Jack David Solomon is quite the character. He sat on the board for Jewish studies at UVU for a long time. He owns casinos in Utah. And this is Auntie Carla that is married to him, Jack Solomon. Sat on the board for Jewish studies at UVU. Showing it was permanently revoked. We don't know why. We don't get an answer. Assume they did no-nos. So, back to Joshua Ingram. So, Joshua, in fact, it kind of just weirds me out because I always thought when I heard Rob McCoy, when he opened his mouth and was talking, which, after he went to Israel and got a spanking, he's not been so voiceful, thankfully. But when he made it a point that when he said he got to the hospital the day that Charlie was assassinated, Mikey McCoy, his son, wasn't there. That he didn't see Mikey until he had to drive to Salt Lake City. Mikey, and I thought, I was Mikey in Salt Lake City. And I couldn't come up with an answer for that. And I still don't even know if this is definite, but you know that Joshua, the bestie, he has all kinds of ties up in Utah, is just outside of Salt Lake City. And he comes from Arizona, been living in Utah for a while. And he's married to Sierra, which her family seems to have ties all through Utah. And then Joshua's family, they have the Anglem Sisters LLC, they have Anglem Prevention Healthcare Inc., they got Tiny Singers, they have Pat's Bodyguard Services. So these are all businesses under Joshua's father, Dan, or Danny Anglem. So again, anybody associated with schools have LLCs out the ass, literally. They just spawn LLCs. In this, my knowledge from what I looked at today, the Anglem Prevention Healthcare is still there and running. So I don't know. Makes me so very curious. Well, kind of makes sense on why they picked Utah for the event. I mean, it could have been anywhere, but it was Utah. She has deep ties in Utah. Well, her family is connected up the wazoo with everybody you can imagine, from military to police to everybody. So I'm curious as to why Utah. Is it because I mean, I feel like there's just such a large amount of connection there. And they were able to get so many people to be involved. And I recall somebody saying that it had to happen and it had to happen then. Why? What was going on? But so these are questions that we're going to have to try to find the answer for, and hopefully we do find the answers. I know I'm not going to stop. Every single person I search times or relatives, anybody associated, and I just hope that a name is going to pop up. And believe it or not, you'd be surprised what you find when you just digging and digging. I had no idea about Auntie Carla's husband, Jack, sitting on the board for you. It just gets stranger and stranger by the moment. Really, I mean, it's unreal. And I feel like none of these people have ever worked a real job ever, other than opening whatever effort it takes to open these LLCs. Funnel the fuck out of some money, in my opinion. Allegedly. Totally my opinion. They all live in $500,000 houses or $1 million houses. And you can't make it up. You just can't make it make sense. Why Utah? Why was he nervous and scared the night before? I believe that he found out something. Obviously, not enough to scare him into not going, but something, sadly. And I think we're going to find out. And I'm hoping while Candace is off, she's digging. And to be honest with you, I got a couple of friends in Arizona. Husband spoke to his buddy that's in Arizona that is willing to have me come out. Then I might be coming out to Arizona, and he gave me some interesting information on some weird happenings that happen around there. But I just want to go and maybe just check out, see what I see, run down some of these places, and like I said, what I see. I happen to know that there is not just associated with this, but the group homes that I covered and the weird shit that happens with all these regular normal people that pop a LLC up, and all of a sudden the state of Arizona is kidnapping kids and putting them in these homes, and kids are turning up dead. So not just this, but there is so much weird shit going on with Arizona, Fort Huachuca being there, it being so close to the border, and again, the friends that we have spoke to have said there's quite a bit of weird, like compound-ish places existing there. So yeah, I think I'm gonna probably in the next month or so, I'm gonna get boots on the ground and I'm gonna hit Arizona. And I believe that I want to hit Utah. I believe that there's people that can be talked to in Utah, and that's what I plan to do. Because again, we don't, nobody will. If I say hi, come on, might as well say hi. You came in. Oh, come on, over closer, closer. Hello, my daughter. Sorry, sorry. Oh yes, that is the plan. But until I get that worked out, sorry for the distraction. Until I get that worked out, gonna keep digging and digging, but the goal is I do want to get to Arizona, and I'm gonna go to all these different places and check shit out, and I want to get to Utah, and I want to see who I can get to talk, and somebody's gonna talk. See what I see. But I think that's all I have for tonight, and hope everybody had a good night and has a good night and sleeps well. Just remember, silence is complicity. Have strength in numbers. So we have to speak up and do everything that we can. Remember to like and subscribe and hit notifications, share. It helps the channel, it really does. Again, if you have anything that you want me to cover or you want to cover with me or work together on or any of the above, comment below. I would be happy anything with anybody. Well, reporting one. Yeah. So if you have any suggestions or any ideas that you would like me to tackle or would like to tackle with, leave it in the comments below and I'll get to it. So again, like, subscribe, patience. Everybody has a good night. I will see you tomorrow.